Anaheim, California in 1955 Disneyland open. A 10-year-old child strolled into the park. He requested for a job. Child labor laws were lax back then. The young man landed a job selling guidebooks for 50 cents each. Adjusted for inflation, that is equivalent to $4.55 in current purchasing power. After landing the job, his position changed to Disney's Magic Shop after a year, where he learned techniques from the senior personnel. He tried out basic performances on visitors and experimented with humor gags. He soon learned that he enjoyed performing in general, rather than just magic tricks. He set his mind to pursue a career as a comedian. He began performing in small bars in Los Angeles as a teenager. His act was quick and the spectators were sparse and non-existent. He didn't stay on stage for more than 5 minutes at a time. Most of the audience was too busy drinking or chatting to pay attention. He performed his stand-up performance in front of an empty club one night. It wasn't glamorous, but there was no denying that he was improving. His early routines would last only a minute or two. By high school graduation, his act had grown to 5-minute routines and, a few years later, a 10-minute presentation. He regularly performs 20 minutes at the age of 19. He would read 3 poems during the show just to keep the routine going, but his abilities improved. He experimented, adjusted, and practiced for another decade. He got a job as a television writer and worked his way up to appear on talk shows on his own. He worked his way up to being a regular guest on The Tonight Show and Saturday Night Live by the mid-1970s. After 15 years of hard work, the young man finally achieved fame. In 63 days, he performed in 60 cities. After that, it was 72 cities in 80 days. Then, in 90 days, he performed in 85 cities. One of his shows in Ohio drew 20,000 people. For his 3-day engagement in New York, another 45,000 tickets were sold. He rose to the top of his field and became one of the most popular comedians of his generation. Steve Martin is his name.
Have I started yet? I have, okay, then let's go. Seriously.
How to stay motivated. Martin's tale provides a unique insight into what it takes to maintain long-term behaviors. Comedy is not for the faint of heart. It's difficult to conceive a situation that would make more people fearful than performing alone on stage and not getting a single laugh. And yet, for 18 years, Steve Martin had to face this terror every week. In his words, 10 years of studying, 4 years of refining, and 4 years as a wild success. Why do certain people, like Martin, stick to their habits, whether it's rehearsing jokes, drawing cartoons, or playing the guitar, while the rest of us struggle to stay motivated? How do we create routines that draw us in rather than fading away? This is a question that scientists have been researching for a long time. While there is still much to discover, one of the most constant findings is that working on projects of manageable complexity is the best method to retain motivation and achieve peak levels of desire. The Goldilocks rule. The human brain enjoys a challenge, but only when it is in the right difficulty range. You will rapidly become bored if you love tennis and try to play a serious match against a 4-year-old. It's far too simple. Every point will be yours. If you play a professional tennis player like Roger Federer or Serena Williams, on the other hand, you would quickly lose motivation due to the difficulty of the match. Consider playing tennis against a player who is on par with you. You gain a few points and lose a few as the game goes. You have a fair possibility of winning if you work hard enough. Distractions melt away as your attention narrows, and you become fully immersed in the activity at hand. This is a challenge with just the right amount of difficulty, and it exemplifies the Goldilocks rule. According to the Goldilocks rule, persons are most motivated when they are working on projects that are just above their current capabilities. It's not too difficult, it won't be easy. It's just right. Martin's career as a stand-up comedian is a great example of the Goldilocks rule in action. Every year, he added a minute or two to his stand-up routine. He was always adding new material, but he also had a few standby jokes on hand. There were just enough wins to keep him going, and just enough setbacks to keep him working harder. Measure your progress. If you want to learn how to stay motivated to achieve your goals, you must first comprehend the second component of the motivation puzzle. It has to do with finding the ideal balance of hard work and joy. Working on problems of the right difficulty level has been discovered to be not only motivating but also a key source of enjoyment. Working on things at a reasonable level of complexity, neither too hard nor too easy, as psychologist Gilbert Brim put it, is one of the primary sources of human happiness. Flow is a term used to describe the state of euphoria and peak performance that athletes and entertainers experience when they are in the zone. Flow is a mental state that occurs when you are completely concentrated on a task and the rest of the world fades away. However, in order to achieve this level of peak performance, you must not only work on challenges of varying degrees of difficulty but also track your progress in real time. One of the secrets to achieving a flow state, according to psychologist Jonathan Haidt, is that you get rapid feedback about how you are doing at each step. It's tremendously inspiring to see yourself making improvements in the present. Steve Martin would make a joke and instantly know if it was funny based on the audience's laughter. Consider how addictive it would be to make a ruckus of laughter. Martin's anxieties would most likely be overcome by the flood of positive feedback he received from one fantastic joke.
No.
Would you please name your card out loud?
Queen of Spades.
The Queen of Spades? Well, you're wrong!
Inspiring him to work for weeks. Measurement takes on a different appearance in other aspects of life, but it is just as important to strike a balance of motivation and satisfaction. In tennis, you get instantaneous feedback on whether you won the point or not. If you are to stay motivated, you need the means to see your progress, regardless of how it is measured. You must be able to see your accomplishment results. 2 steps to motivation. If you want to solve the puzzle of how to stay motivated in the long run, you can simply say, 1. Follow the Goldilocks rule and work on projects that are just challenging enough. 2. Keep track of your progress and comments as soon as possible. Wanting improvements in your life is easy. Sticking to it is a different story. Start with a small challenge, track your success, and repeat the process if you want to stay motivated for a long time. Steve Martin's net worth is valued at $140 million. Do you think his success was a mistake? Comment your answers below. We'd love hear your reply. Thank you for watching and stay motivated. Go check out our playlist if you want get started building wealth.